By participating in today's experiment, you will be playing an important role in helping emergency managers make more informed disaster evacuation decisions. In this experiment, you will be taking on the role of a senior advisor at the Texas Office of Emergency Management, also known as OEM. Your job will be to advise the Governor of Texas on his decision to evacuate the Houston-Galveston metropolitan area, one of the largest metro areas in the country in the context of a hurricane. Evacuation orders are an important emergency management function. If populations remain in areas devastated by seawater, inundation, or storm surge, there can be a high volume of human casualties and unnecessary loss of life. High winds can devastate homes and structures. Airborne or waterborne debris can lead to death and injury, and flooding and power outages can curtail the access to police, fire, and emergency response units. At the same time, the process of evacuation can devastate communities. Roads and highways can be crowded, leaving stranded passengers on roadsides. There can be shortages of gasoline, food, and other necessary commodities. There can be looting in abandoned areas. Elected officials, such as the governor, can pay a high price politically if the process of evacuation is administered poorly. This can be an even greater concern if communities are evacuated and the storm ends up turning away and not having any real effect on evacuated communities. You will have unnecessarily evacuated thousands or hundreds of thousands of people. It is critically important that you get this decision right. In a few minutes, we will start the experiment. You will be given a simulated hurricane scenario and asked to make an evacuation recommendation. A tropical cyclone in the eastern Gulf of Mexico has just made the critical transition to a full hurricane. It is currently off the coast of Florida and it's heading west toward the Mexican-Texas border. It may turn up towards Houston. Every 5 or 6 hours, new information about the hurricane will become available from the National Hurricane Center, also known as the NHC, at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, also known as NOAA. These are called advisories. In this experiment, each advisory will be a different round that will last about a minute or so for you. In each of these rounds, you will be asked to make a recommendation to the governor and whether or not he should call for a voluntary evacuation of the coastal and low-lying areas. A voluntary evacuation is not mandatory. Persons can decide to stay behind and shelter in place. Keep in mind that a hurricane that is near Florida will take about 3 days to get to Texas, so you do not need to make an evacuation recommendation immediately. You will have multiple advisories or rounds to make your decision. This is important because hurricanes often turn and go a different direction. Many hurricanes in the past have entered the Gulf and then turned up to Louisiana or Mississippi, not presenting any danger to Texas. So it is important that you think critically about the information that you are given and make the best decision possible. If the hurricane approaches the Houston metro area and does not turn and go somewhere else, the last possible opportunity you will have to call for a voluntary evacuation will be when the NHC issues a hurricane warning, which means that death or injury from high winds is imminent within approximately 24 hours. By that point, it will be too late for a voluntary evacuation, and mandatory evacuations may be issued. So if the hurricane approaches Houston, your time to make this decision runs out when a hurricane warning is issued. Your payment will be based on the accuracy and timing of your evacuation recommendation. Finally, it is important to remember that evacuations are only issued once. So if you make an evacuation decision too soon, you will not be able to later wait to see how the storm plays out and later change your decision. You only get one shot at this. Before you are asked to make an actual evacuation recommendation, I'm going to show you an example of the type of information you will be getting from a previous hurricane, from Hurricane Ophelia back in 2005. Each round of advisories will look like this. Right now you are looking at an example of the type of hurricane advisory you will see in the experiment. The orange circle represents the current location of the storm at 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on Tuesday, September 13th. Black circles ahead of the current location represent forecast center positions. The letters in the black circles stand for hurricane, H, and storm, S. A hurricane implies sustained winds greater than 73 miles an hour. A storm implies sustained winds between 39 and 73 miles an hour. The green line is a track of past positions of the storm. The maximum sustained wind of the storm at 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on Tuesday, September 13th is 70 miles an hour. The current movement of the storm at 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on Tuesday, September 13th, north-northwest is 3 miles an hour. The red area along the coast is a hurricane warning. This means that hurricane conditions, sustained winds of 74 miles an hour or higher, are expected. The pink area is a hurricane watch. This means that hurricane conditions, sustained winds of 74 miles an hour or higher, are possible within the specified area. A hurricane watch is issued 48 hours in advance of the anticipated onset of tropical storm force winds in the area. The yellow area is a tropical storm watch. This indicates a chance of a tropical storm with winds from 39 to 73 miles per hour hitting a specified area within 48 hours. The blue area is a tropical storm warning. This indicates a chance of a tropical storm with winds from 39 to 73 miles an hour hitting a specified area within 36 hours or less. Okay, now that you've seen an example, we are going to begin the experiment. Remember, you will get updates when each new advisory becomes available.